Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden from the cool shade of my fernery. This is the shadiest part of my garden and it's full of plants that love the shade and the cool and the damp. It's surrounded on three sides by the back of the cottage, and parts of this garden never see the sunlight at all, which is why I've made it a fernery. And there's only one thing missing from this fernery, in my opinion, and that is a water feature. So I'm going to make a little water feature today in this video. Let me tell you where I've got my inspiration from. At the weekend, I went up to see my mum and stepdad, Brian. It was Brian's 85th birthday, and he'd discovered this little garden centre which was full of little ornaments and garden structures, and they had a beautiful little water feature made around a font. I don't have enough space for a font here, but I have got this galvanised zinc tub. And they'd surrounded theirs with this plant called spike moss. So I've bought one of those plants. It's in a bucket soaking over here to my left. The reason it's in a bucket soaking is I'm going to divide it up, and I want it to be fully hydrated before I divide it up. I'm going to put another bucket inside of this zinc trough. I'm going to cut the top off, and that will be a circular pool, and I'm going to plant around the outside of it. I don't want it to be at ground level. I want to lift it up somewhere around here because I think I'll have better visibility from inside the dining room, which is where the camera's positioned right now. So, first thing I'm going to do is build a little tower using bricks. Then I had another thought. In my compound at the back of my garage for 18 months now, I've had this trug, and this trug is full of sempervivens. So I figured, why don't I make a semperviven tower by planting those in the bricks as I build it up, and then we can put the water feature on top of it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. Now, parts of this video I'll give you in fast forward because you don't need to see me repeat myself several times, but you'll get the gist of it all. I will need to cut the top off this bucket so it sits level with the top of that zinc planter. And I'm going to do that, hopefully, using my soldering iron as a kind of a heat knife. But we'll cross that bridge when we came to it. That cost me £1.50 from Screwfix. And I think when that's cut off and surrounded by green plant, it'll look like a lovely little pool in the cool of my fernery. You never know, birds may even come down and drink from it. So let's get on with it. I'm going to start off by building the base of the brick tower, and then getting some sempervivens into that base, and then we'll follow that pattern up through the tower till we get to the level where that's going to be positioned. So the bricks are going to be built in a tower on this central circle, and I'm just going to lay them out to get an idea. Now, I do want to leave some gaps here to plant these sempervivens in. I'm just going to get hold of one of these and see if they will separate out. Yes, they will. Look, they'll separate out quite nicely. So if I were to sort of just tear these away like that, I'll be able to put the root through that crack. They don't need a lot of soil, these, and they will grow out. I probably won't put any on the base level here. I want to try and keep that clean, but when we get up to this level, I'll start planting them in. So again, let's continue with this idea of placing these bricks, and let's just get the base level correct. I want it to be about right around the centre. I think that's about right. Now that zinc planter will sit nicely on there, but it will need some support in the middle because that's got quite a bit of weight in the middle. So I'm going to put a brick in the middle as well, which will give that support in the centre. Right, so that is level 1 done. Now, in order to make it slightly more pretty, I'm going to offset the next level like this. Once I've got the levels in place, these are the wrong way up, so I'll just rotate those. Once I've got the levels in place, the bottom level, I'll be able to copy it on the way up. But just for now, let's just try and get the second one in. I think that looks quite nice, you know. And this gap here will be ideal for soil to go into. Let's just place another brick in the centre. That is where I will plant my little sempervivums, like that. So these are house leeks, sempervivums, also known as hens and chicks. And the reason they're called hens and chicks is because the mother plant there sends out little chicks like that. They don't need a lot of soil. And if you were planting these in a pot, you would put them in very gritty soil because they like to be very well drained. I think it's a kind of alpine. They don't want to have wet roots. Drainage is not going to be a problem here because the water will just soak through. So I'm just going to put these into pure compost. But hopefully, as they grow, they'll fill these little cavities with little blooms of house leeks or sempervivums, hens and chicks, and that will break down the hard structure of that brick. Right, so I'm going to need, well, I think I've got enough bricks to do another 3 layers, and there's going to be 4 plants on each layer, so I need 4, 8, 12. I need to get 12 plants ready. So there's our 12 plants. Don't worry, they look tiny at the moment, but they will spread out very, very quickly. So the next thing to do is to get some compost into this base layer. As I said, they would normally prefer to be in gravelly, gritty compost, but because drainage is going to be so good here, I'm just going to put pure compost in. It won't do them any harm. Right, so let's get some compost into that base layer. Nicely composted in, and I shall just now put those in like that. One, two, three. That one's already got a baby. 4. Those are going to be quite happy there. I can now put the brick in and fill in the gaps. So the tower is now ready and in position. The next question is, how am I going to cut the top off this? Now, I did think about using my circular saw, but that's thin plastic and I thought it might just shatter it. I could have a go and see what happens, but I've decided the best approach to start off with is to use my soldering iron, which will get very, very hot and melt through the plastic. If you're going to do this, do it outside, where the fumes will blow away, and obviously be careful because that will burn your skin. While I'm waiting for that to heat up, I'm just going to see if I can't make a line around this and give myself a bit of a guide as to where it needs to be cut. Right, so I've got a guide. Hopefully I've got a hot soldering iron. Let's see if it will go through. It's going to go through. So I will now be able to use that to melt. I'm going to go on that side of the line, so it's slightly shallower than the pot, but that will now melt through. Yeah, it's melting through. Slowly but surely I will eventually have a nice straight line which will cut the top off this bucket. Well, that worked out quite well, I feel. The nice thing about using the soldering iron is taking all the sharp edges away. Right, that is to sit there centrally. And that is to sit there centrally. That's to be filled with compost. And then this will be broken up and planted around the edge. Now, apparently this, which is actually a house plant, will spread very quickly. It's a bit like mind your own business, but it's more of a tufty fern. So if I put 8 pieces around the edge of this, hopefully within about a month, we'll have a lovely green ring, just like I'm showing you in this cutaway of his font water feature. Right, so let's put that in there. let's backfill with some compost. So we are now in a position where we can start planting, and this is the plant I'm going to place in there. Now, I was told by Mike, who sold me this, that you just have to tear bits off. Well, if I just try and divide that down the centre and then divide it again, I'm getting smaller clumps, and eventually I hope to get 8 small pieces, and I can place them evenly around here. And we're getting on. Each piece ideally should have some root on it. That's a small piece that can go there. And there's another small piece for there. I'll try and get 2 out of that piece. Apparently it stands very well to do it, having this done to it, so that's what I'm going to try and do. So in that goes there. I don't know if you've ever had Mind Your Own Business. That's another invasive plant, and apparently this is on the same kind of scale of invasivity. Right, we're getting there now. I'm just gently teasing these apart, placing them in like that. You'll see in a moment we fill this up with water, and that, I hope, will add a little bit of pizzazz towards the end. And all these loose edges that you see will eventually, of course, be covered by this plant as it grows and expands. Now, if you want to watch a video which describes and explains all the plants in my little fernery, I'll put a link to that in the description box below this video, but do watch out for the update. I'll see you soon for some more miniature water feature adventures. Bye for now.